guys, welcome back to GeekJ, where we make tech, tutorials and gaming simpler and better. Today we're diving into something insanely cool, ChatPower Plus, a Chrome extension that's your all-in-one control center for AI chats across platforms like Grok, ChatGPT, Claude, and more. No downloads, no installers, just pure AI awesomeness in your browser. So first up, what is ChatPower Plus? Let's go on our desktop. And as you can see, it's a cross-platform hub and it supports Grok, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, and DeepSeek. Basically, all the big names are here. Whether you're organizing chats, saving prompts, or pinning messages, this extension makes AI work for you. So let's break down its killer features. So feature number one, if I hover my mouse over here, you can see we have folders, and these basically let you organize your AI chats across platforms. For example, I've got folders in Grok for my gaming rig research, and I want to do the same in Gemini. I just check the chat, hit put in folder, name it, and boom, your chats are saved and accessible from any platform. You can edit or delete folders too. It's super intuitive once you get the hang of it, but in the beginning might be a little bit confusing. So for example, I would click on folders and I was like, okay, I don't see any option to save the name of the folder. I can only see delete selected. This is a search file. So what do? I went over here to the history of the chats. And for example, I was researching the latest, let's say, update features for my Windows 11 machine. Just click the checkbox over here that is added after you've installed the extension. You click on put in folder. You can name the folder. So I'm going to name this folder tech related. I'm going to click save. And as you can see, it says assigned one chat to tech related. And if I go over here now and I go into folders, sometimes you can see it's still a little bit buggy, so I kind of hover over it multiple times for it to work. And you can see here it says Grok, okay? And basically what does that mean? That is multi-platform. Let's go, let's say, into Gemini. As you can see here, I was doing some research for the PCH fan on the X570 chipset for the specific motherboard I'm using. So let's say we want to also pin that, or basically put it into a folder, and we can use the same folder we created before. We're going to click save, and we can see it says assigned one chats to tech related. And obviously we can do that for multiple chats at the same time, so it doesn't only have to be one chat. As you can see over here, we can click the tech related, save, and you can see that all of these chats are now going to be present in this little folder we have created. And the thing is, it says Grok, Gemini, right? Let's first of all click on these and delete selected. Let's say we don't need those two to be in there. And as you can see, we're left with these two. And even though we are in a Gemini window, if we click this, it's going to take us to the specific chat we had with Grok, and it's in our folder. So basically, this is very, very intuitive. You can create folders, and it's not just pinning chats, because I know there are other extensions out there that allow you to pin your chats, and I think Gemini has a built-in tool to pin chats and stuff like that. But it's not enough, because once you start pinning a lot of stuff, it gets very bloated really fast, because there's no other way to organize. So this works in DeepSeek as well. You can do exactly the same thing, but yeah, I think for ChatGPT, it's kind of weird sometimes, and I cannot really find a way to click on the chat. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it does not. So yeah, so the developer, I think sometimes they're fast, sometimes not so fast on updating their extension. on, you know, making it compatible with all the changes that all the platforms are making. But sometimes, you know, we kind of have to wait for some time for the feature to be able to work. Next, we got the images. So unfortunately, this isn't working for me. It's supposed to create like a gallery of sorts for all the images you have created, and they are still open in a chat somewhere. But even for newer images, it doesn't work for me. And as you can see, it says image sync is still being improved and may sometimes have small issues. Thanks for your patience. If I go over here, there's no images found. This is to show only the ones you've favorited or not. I'm showing everything right now, but it doesn't really show anything. So if I go over here and I tell Grok, create a pink flying elephant. Okay, it has completed both of these. So if we go to close and then we go to images, we click OK to this prompt, but unfortunately my images are not there. So it's supposed to be a universal gallery of all your images. For some people it works. For me, unfortunately, it doesn't work. So now let's talk about the prompts feature. This is a game changer. You can save prompts, categorize them, and even use placeholders. Check this out. So for example, if we go over here to prompts, you can see I have some prompts saved over here. For example, think of 5 new video titles for my channel, and I can copy this by clicking on this button or directly insert it. I can even edit it, and I can favorite some of these. Please create today's weather report for city and country. What are these? These are placeholders. So for example, let's create a new one. So let's create a prompt right now. I'm going to say, please create a real-time earthquake report for. Then I'm going to use the brackets over here, and I'm going to say, let's say city. Then comma. I'm going to use other brackets, country, and then let's do a full stop. And I can go over here, save prompt, and we can rename this to earthquake report. I'm going to save this, and the prompt is saved. So if I go over here and I say prompts, and I click on this little lightning button to insert the prompt, the placeholder is asking me what city. So let's say Athens, what country, Greece, and we're going to insert the prompt. And right now, as you can see, please create a real-time earthquake report for Athens, Greece. So placeholders, if you use a specific prompt like constantly, it's on your daily, you know, routine, and you want, you know, some kind of report on news on anything, you can basically use that and use the placeholders, and it will basically, you know, just change the result for the placeholder you have chosen. So it's really, really handy to do it this way. And as you can see over here, we can, as I showed before, delete selected. We can export all of our prompts. We can import via a JSON file prompts that we like. And then over here, we also have profiles. So this is very, very cool, because sometimes we want the AI to write something in a specific style, and we want to be, let's say, more formal, because we want us to, let's say, write an answer to an email from our boss or something, and we find it difficult to find the correct words. Let's say social media marketing, you want to address specific posts to different audiences, so you can use different profiles for that. And how do you do this? Let me just show you. Basically, we can click on profile. Let's use the example of wanting to send a formal email to our boss. Let's say mails to boss man, formal language, let's say English, persona, IT expert, style, geeky but and accurate, I guess. Okay, so we have a mails to bossman over here, and we can set this as the default as well. So for example, if I set this as the default profile, whenever I want to insert any of these prompts, so let's create a new chat over here, and I want to say, for example, please create a weekly report for my boss, informing him I, let's say, updated the data servers for all our VIP clients to the latest version of Ubuntu Server LTSC. So let's combo the features. We want to save this prompt. Let's say mails to bossman prompt, or report to bossman prompt. I'm gonna click save. I'm gonna click OK, and let's say I go to my prompts now, and I want to use this specific prompt, and it's the weekly report. So if I click this, as you can see here, it says apply default instruction profile mails to bossman. It's going to be a formal tone, English language, the persona is an IT expert, the style is geeky but accurate. We're going to click OK. So if we send this, you can see it's basically following what we told it to do. Use a formal tone, write in English, act as an IT expert, use a geeky accurate style. Please create a weekly report for my boss, informing blah blah blah, exactly what we said. And basically you can see here even the formatting is pretty cool. And we can obviously edit this. So yeah, this is pretty useful because you can have different profiles and have a default profile or no profile at all, and then use a specific profile for a specific prompt like this one, which is related to your job. So that is a killer feature in my opinion. So next up we have the notes feature, which is a nice to have. I wouldn't say it's like a super feature, but it's pretty useful, I guess. So you can take notes, and as you can see over here, I can write something specific like when generating responses for bossman, triple check all data and adjust with accurate metrics and results. And you can add tags for this, for example, boss, comma, work, and then let's say IT, and we're gonna save this and click OK. And as you can see, the note is over here, and I have created another note from somewhere else, which is in ChatGPT. So I can close this and close this as well. And if we go to one of our previous chats over here, if we go to new note, you can see we do not have any notes, right? But if we go to notes over here and click on the VIP data server, it will take us back to this chat over here. And if we go to new note, you can see that it still has this note of ours, and we can add more stuff. So check and make sure the name of the recipient is correct, for example, then save it. And now if we close it and open this app again, new note, you can see it's still there. And if I want to navigate to ChatGPT for some reason and check the heatsink compatibility I did earlier, you can find it over here. And if I go to new notes, you can see that my note is still here, research for NVMe heatsinks for a Samsung Night 80 Pro, and I have my tags over here, so you can use those tags to search for something. So for example, if I say boss, you can see that it will just limit my search to this previous prompt we made, and we have that note over here. If we go to new note, it's still here, and all our notes are present. So I think notes is pretty neat if you want to keep track of ideas during a brainstorming like session you have with yourself or with other people, and then you can insert those ideas into your prompt later on. Pretty cool feature. Then we have the pin messages, which it kind of works, but not on all platforms. So for example, over here on Grok, I can pin this message over here. So it's not a chat, it's going to be pinning messages, right? So if I click on this, as you can see, the message is pinned, and if I go to my pins, I can see that message over here, and it will take me or not. So yeah, it's kind of weird for Grok, I think, but I found it working on Gemini, if I'm not mistaken. So let me go into DeepSeek, for example, and we're going to go into pins. So if I try clicking on, let's say this one, which is Gemini, it does work for our pinned message over here. This was the one we pinned. We can pin the response as well. And as you saw earlier, we could pin our message here on Grok, but it didn't really work when we wanted to go back. But we couldn't really pin the response. Unfortunately for Grok, this isn't really giving us the best results, but I think for DeepSeek, Gemini, it does work. For ChatGPT, unfortunately, we don't have the opportunity to pin either the response or the prompt we gave to GPT, as you can see over here. For DeepSeek, it does work as intended, so I can pin this chat over here, and let's say I go back to Gemini, and let me go to pins, and as you can see, this is a DeepSeek prompt. If I click on this, it takes me to where we left off with DeepSeek. And last but not least, we have the export chat. As you can see over here, we can download the markdown, we can download as a text file, we can download as a JSON file, and we can directly print as a PDF file. So this is pretty useful if you want to directly copy a whole chat instead of clicking one by one all of the responses, for example. And I think one of the big advantages of this is that you can save those conversations or chats or whatever, and you can view them when you're offline, for example. So that's pretty nice. So some of you might wonder, does ChatPower Plus stack up? So to see how it stacks up, we can compare it to the other available tools we have online. So let me demonstrate. I have some of them over here. I have PinGPTs, and as you can see, it supports ChatGPT, Claude, and DeepSeek. So we don't have Gemini and Grok support over here. And it's pretty neat because you can basically pin as many chats as you want, which is not a built-in feature for a lot of the AI providers right now, but it has a limit of 3 folders only. And if you want to have unlimited folders, you have to pay for the, let's say, Pro version, right? So it's pretty nice, and it works as intended. You can create, as you can see over here, your own folders, and I have 3 folders created over here, and you can individually pin some other conversations. And yeah, it's not bad. It's okay. So the other one I would say is kind of not a real competitor, is one of the first, I think, that was created, and it's called Pinnable ChatGPT. And this one is very, very limited unless you pay for it. So you can only pin 3 chats, and that's it. There is no folder support, nothing. And after that, you have to upgrade to one-time payment, let's say, package. and then you can pin as many chats as you want. But I don't think this is a viable option, especially since we have right now ChatPower Plus, which is completely free. It's cross-platform. I think it's a feature packed, so it's miles ahead of the competition. So yeah, we basically saw organized chats, custom prompts, pinned messages, all in one extension. It's amazing. This is how you supercharge your AI game in this day and age. That's it, folks. ChatPower Plus is a must-have for anyone using AI chats. Grab it from the Chrome web store, link in the description below, as always, and leave a review to support the developer. If you love this, smash that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to click on that bell to never miss another GeekJ video ever again. And let me know in the comments how you're using ChatPower Plus. Stay geeky, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.